Welcome back to day 6 of the Field Bag Sew Along. This is our final lesson in the Field Bag Sew Along series, and I hope you're so excited to finish up your bags. Today we'll be finishing up the tops of our bags by attaching the strap, sewing the channels for the cord, and then adding the cord. So let's get started and finish up those bags. Okay, so this is where we left off last time. We have a bag that is inside out, so the first thing we're going to need to do is turn it right side out. Again, I just kind of poke the corners through. This helps me get them nice and sharp. And then just turn your bag right side out. You can see how nice that looks. And we pre-pressed our channels, so that is already done. We can thank our previous selves for that. So the first thing we're going to do is we need to align our strap. Most of you will be using either a cotton webbing strap or a leather strap. I'll be using the leather strap for the sew along because that's what the original bag had. It's also a little more difficult to sew through than the cotton webbing. So grab your strap, grab your bag, and you may also find a seam gauge helpful at this point. Set your seam gauge to 1.5 inches. So I like to first pin this in place. I just find it moves around less when I'm trying to align the strap. And one more. Now, you decide which side you're going to put the strap in. It doesn't really matter. I'm going to put mine on this side. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to measure over from the side seam 1.5 inches. And just mark that with a pin. And this is where my strap, the inner edge of my strap, is going to hit. Then the top of the strap will hit all the way up at the fold. I'll show you. You can see here. And you can't pin through leather without it creating a hole in the leather. So I like to take one of these Clover Wonder Clips. People use them for quilting a lot, and I just clip that on there so that doesn't move while we're sewing. Then we're going to head over to our machine. And we're going to sew along this bottom edge approximately 1/8 inch away from the folded edge here. So let's go do that now. Now I find this step easiest without my machine's table on. This is called the free arm. We're just going to put our bag under, and you can use a edge stitching foot here if you want. I'm feeling a little lazy, so I'm not going to use one. You're going to want a back tack here. I'm just going to remove that pin and hold everything nice and straight as I go through. Now, I don't have any problem sewing through the leather with my machine, but if you do, you can also hand wheel in this section. Just can help get the needle through. And we're just going to sew the rest of the way across. Got a little thread here, so I'm just going to cut that off. And then clip your threads. Okay, and here here you can see I've gone right through the leather. That is nice and secure, no problems at all. I don't have any skip stitches or anything. So now we're going to move on to the other side. All right, so now we need to do the other side. So again, I'm just going to pin this in place. Mark my 1.5 inches from the side seam. And then bring the strap up and under. Clamp it in place. And then we're going to just sew again using a 1/8 inch seam allowance to secure this channel. All right, so we now need to insert our cord into the drawstring channels, and this is how we'll close our bag. So you'll have a 2-yard piece. You're going to cut that in half. If you ordered a kit from us, it's already been cut in half. So what we're going to do is we need to thread this through the channel. So this can be difficult. What I like to do I take a safety pin and I thread it through the cord a little ways down, and it's kind of hard to get it through because the cord is super solid and nice, but this will help you thread your cord. So just put that on one end. Then you're going to start at one end of the bag, it doesn't matter which one. And you're just going to slide that cord right on through. We just passed the leather. Just keep going to the other end. And we come out this side. Then we're going to go back through this edge. Now here we are at the handle, so just slide it past there. And out the other side. Remove your safety pin. And then we need to tie a knot in this edge. So I just kind of gather this out of the way. We're going to tie an overhand knot, which is just kind of a general knot. You're going to take it, wrap it around your fingers, pull the end through, and just make sure you kind of work it to the end. And there you go. So now we're going to do the other one. So again, safety pin through. And you don't have to tie the knots right then. You can wait until you have both cords through. I just like to do it so it doesn't come out. So now we already threaded from this end. So in order to make the drawstring work, we need to start at the other end. So the knot for this one will be at the end without the handle. So again, just work that through. And I think there are like many different kinds of tools you can use to thread things through, like a bodkin or things like that. I just use a safety pin because I always have them on hand. I never lose them. Well, I lose them. I just have a million more where that came from. And it's just easily accessible. I don't have to have a separate tool. And I don't feel like it works any less well than a bodkin or anything like that. So again, just go back through the other side. Here we are at the end. So we're going to remove our safety pin. And then again, I'm going to tie this knot. So around the fingers, through the back, and then just work it towards the end. And just get it as tight as you can. And then I just kind of do this to make sure everything's nice and even. Just open and close it a little bit. All right, so that is it for the field bag sew along. You've all now got a finished field bag that you made all on your own, and I hope you're all so proud of yourself for completing this project. I know it might have been hard to sew some of those seams depending on your machines, but you persevered. You hopefully learned some new tricks for sewing thick fabrics and other things, and you're ready for your next sewing project. If you do want to continue building your sewing skills and your project bag collection, we'll be sewing up the stow bag next. This bag was designed by Karen from Fringe Supply Co. and was actually the first project bag she ever designed. It's a fun bag to sew up, and you'll learn a ton of great new sewing skills that are applicable to many other types of projects. So I hope you'll sew along with us for that. But in the meantime, enjoy your new field bag, grab your project, and time to start using it. And if you'll be sewing the stow along with me, I'll see you back here for that. As always, if you have any questions, let me know in the comments below, and make sure you're subscribed to our channel if you enjoyed this series so you don't miss any of our video updates. I hope you're all just so excited to use your bag. You're feeling very proud of yourself, as you should. This was a kind of a complicated situation, a lot of thick fabrics to sew through, and I know from emails this was the first sewing project a lot of you have ever done. So congrats on that. Enjoy using your bag, and I'll hopefully see you back here for more sew-alongs. Bye-bye.